I gave a presentation at a real estate office yesterday and got some great questions, one of them specifically regarding the 2-1 temporary buy down. It's a wonderful product. It's very market specific, meaning if there's more inventory than there are buyers, homes are sitting for a little bit longer, the likelihood of negotiating a seller credit to pay for the subsidy of the mortgage payment in the first 2 years goes up. I'm hoping that right now the market we're in is a good fit for the 2-1 buy down. I want to share with you the mechanics of how this works. So let's take a look at our 2-1 temporary buy down calculator. Here you go. We can use this on conventional FHA or VA. This is set up as a $450,000 purchase price on an FHA 30-year fixed loan. So the down payment would be $17,500. With an FHA first mortgage, they finance some mortgage insurance, so they would borrow $441,849. I've structured it with today's interest rate of 6.99% on a 30-year fixed FHA loan. So the principal and interest payment would be $2,936 a month. Add in taxes and insurance, I'm estimating total monthly payment would be about $3,809. The borrower must qualify for the full mortgage payment with taxes and insurance. In this scenario, it would be $3,809 a month, right? Here's the beauty of how it helps families, especially if it's a bit of a payment shock from where they're at with rent or first-time home buyer, whatever the case may be. Also, we're in a high interest rate environment with the expectation of rates coming down in the near future. So let's look at how this works. The big win for the borrower is it's a 2-1 temporary buy down, meaning the payment in first year is 2% lower than the full note rate. As you can see, 6.99. In year one, their payment is based on a 4.99 interest rate. There's the win. Year two, the payment goes up to 5.99%. Year three, the payment goes up to the full note rate of 6.99%. Let's look at how this works and why a seller credit comes into play. If in the first year they're making the principal and interest payment at 4.99%, you can see that's $2,369 a month. That's $567.42 a month less than the full note rate payment of $2,936. That means this must be subsidized. There's got to be a set aside of money in a subsidy account that the mortgage servicer can draw upon every month to subsidize this full payment. If it's 12 months in the first year, the first year's subsidy or savings to our buyer would be $6,809. Year two, we're looking at a principal and interest payment of $2,646. That means they're saving $290 a month, which must be subsidized, right? Over 12 months, that's $3,484.77 in yearly savings to our buyer that must be subsidized by the seller. Add these two together right here at the bottom, $10,293.86. That's the subsidy or seller credit we need to negotiate into our purchase contract. So how does that work? You write the offer. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, listing agent. We'd like to buy your listing for $450,000. And write in the offer, seller to credit buyer, $10,293.86 for the 2-1 temporary buy down subsidy. That's literally how you word it, because all that money will sit in an account with the mortgage servicer, a subsidy account, and every month that our buyer's making these lower payments in the first 2 years, the mortgage servicer goes in, dips into it, pulls out $567.42 a month in the first 12 months, and $290.40 a month for the second 12 months until all that money's spent. And then in year three, the payment would go up to the full note rate at 6.99%. Principal and interest is $2,936. With taxes and insurance, I estimate that to be $3,809. But the beauty of it is, again, in year one, with taxes and insurance, the buyer's paying $3,242. With taxes and insurance in year two, it's $3,519. Then year three, it goes up to the full payment of $3,809. But the best question of the day was a gentleman in the audience asked. He goes, well, what if the buyer refinances out before all the subsidy money's spent? That's one of the best parts about this loan. Any traditional buy down, you spend money on a rate, it's gone. You refinance out before you recoup your cost or hit your break-even point. Well, it was just money spent. In this situation, it's the only case where that money in that subsidy account belongs to our buyer. So let's just say after year one, the rates drop, which they're certainly expected to do. I mean, I'm hoping after 6 months of payments in this, I can call them up and say, hallelujah, we can refinance you out of your 6.99 and down into a 5.99 that is forever, a 30-year fixed, or maybe even lower. My moral of my story is any money still left in that subsidy account belongs to our buyer. It goes to pay down their principal loan amount when we pay that loan off in a refinance. Huge win. I look forward to helping you and your buyers understand this more. I think we're in a great time of the market where we can go out and start using this again. We had a lot of success with it last year around October, November, December. I think the market's back in the right spot to do this some more and help our buyers get in and ease into these payments and then refinance out before they spend all their subsidy money and lower their interest rate permanently. Give me a call. Love to go over it with you more. It's all about helping families get into homes and doing it in the best possible way given the market conditions.